right. Oh wait, I just realized I forgot to put on the lab coat. Of course, I'm gonna miss one step, inevitably. I am terrible at this streaming thing. But okay. So welcome to episode 4, I think it's the 4th one, of our Misinformation live streams, which is basically, I do this video series called 10 Minutes of Misinformation, where I read out misinformation, things that are humorously false. And people have expressed interest in participating in those videos by writing their own misinformation. So I am going to host this live stream where there's a form that is linked in the description of the live stream where you can submit your own misinformation if you'd like me to read it and review it and just have it potentially appear in a video. So I'm going to open the live stream. Oh, and I also need to... I'm so unprepared today. I need to turn this on. My lighting setup is just this stupid, this reading light thing. So if I put that on the monitor like this, then yes, we're so professional here. Okay, now it's all good. So I'm gonna start with, oh, and I need to open the chat. There we go. Now everything's working. Awesome. So I'm gonna start with misinformation number 1. Feeble says, great way to end the stream. Can't wait to see the next one. What? I haven't ended the stream. What are you talking about? Okay, so the first one is from Beat Boy, who says, you can actually die from eating too much lettuce. The first sign of this is your skin turning green. Afterward, everyone around you will start beating you up thinking you're a zombie, resulting in your death. That's my mouse. Number 2 is, when the people at Valve made the Source Engine map editor Hammer, Gabe Newell got sucked into a portal to an alternate dimension, and everyone left him for dead. This cost him half his life. After this day of defeat, he then attacked everyone working there with an artifact, costing them half their life too. After this, they set up a team fortress, so it wouldn't happen again. That's cute, that's amusing, that's like... I get what you're going for, but I don't think there are enough people that will have played those games and understand those references. Maybe I'm just a goofball. Fishfork is just saying, first iRDM stream, tell me what to expect, but gaslight in it. This is not the first iRDM stream. We've actually done quite a few. My name is iRDM. It's nice to meet you. Andrew says, say that again. A very slender man says, collect my misinformation. Okay, so I think something like this could work, like the supercalifragilistic joke, but it has to be more complex than this. And number 3 is, the song Senbonzokura is not nationalist. I assume that's racist, so I'm not going to include it. I am unfamiliar with that song. Sussy the Protogen 4006 is waving. Chur Blomp says, I think it's a bit too long for the pacing of your videos. Yeah, I try to limit it to just 1 or 2 really long pieces of misinformation per video. In the most recent one, it was the 90s kids will remember this, and in the previous one, it was supercalifragilistic. There's, like, the audience only has a certain amount of tolerance for a long joke like that. Number 2 is from Evie500, who says, I do not know where you live. Number 2 is, this avocado, hold it up like an apple, was not poisoned by the CIA to stop me from spreading classified information. And number 3 is, the Olympic sport skeleton gets its name from how the state of the first contestants when they were found. So like skeleton is like luge, right? So they luged so fast that all their skin got melted off. That's funny to imagine. Fishfork says, listens harder. Surfboarder says, can we not spend 20 minutes on one page this time? That's so true. I'm going to go to the next one. Number 3 is from Lee. I know that guy. The longest word in the English language is soup. The longest sentence ever constructed is this one, and the. We're off to a great start so far. I suppose we could probably do something like that. It's not terrible. Number 4 is from Nathan, who says... Nathan says, there is not a hidden message at this timestamp. That's just the Garfield joke again. Microwaves were briefly classified as a weapon in the early 2000s. Nothing. All right. The SESES says Misinformation 31.3 life actually is Roblox. And LV9T8 says you just submitted your thing. Thank you. I appreciate that. We're going to get to it eventually, I hope. Number 5 is from Mr. Misinformation, who says, contrary to popular belief, cortisol, the stress hormone, actually is a myth created by Neptune, the Greek god, to get views on their little TikTok videos. Number 2, despite what Big Number will tell you, scars are actually a byproduct of waterfalls on Mars. So this one feels like it's just completely random elements put together for the sake of random. I try not to have too many non sequiturs in the video. Like, there's got to be some reason why what you're saying would be believable. It's Serious Sam! Hi, Serious Sam. I will never forget the Sam's profile picture. He says, we've gathered again to spread the missiest of information. Feeble says, blazing forward with incredible speed. Yeah, we're going much faster this time. I'm going to try to not spend too much time on anyone who doesn't super chat, because last time we went really slow. Number 6 is from Cyan BM6SZ. That guy's in Squip. I know that guy. He says the capital of Indiana is Jones. That one's kind of stupid, but I like it. See, that's the kind of, there has to be some sort of connection. The connection needs to be wrong, but there has to be, because like Indiana Jones is a real character, but obviously not the capital of Indiana, the state. Number 2, if a black hole were to form in the center of the Earth, we'd actually be okay, since gravity was already pulling us in anyway. And number 3, the state of Florida has recently been deemed uninhabitable by the US government because they finally got tired of new Florida men being born. The Indiana one is definitely the strongest there. Treblomp says, as a large bird, I can confirm this is true. What are we confirming is true? Dorian says, Misinformation, I am not a kobold. Numgam says, Mr. Info. The Power Wash Nerd says, cool Lego you have behind me. Oh, yeah. So oh, wait, no, the Lego over here. Yeah, that's my name. It's, I can get these pants out of the way. It's my name in epic letters. I built this myself. I'm a real smart boy. And Batman and the Capitol building, because I'm planning where to attack next. Okay, Lord of Random. No, Crazy Dude says, did I get digging? No, I swear, you don't need to get digging. The ingredients are not underground. Surf says, I love the Mario Galaxy poster. Yeah, the movie was so good. It didn't quite match the aesthetic of the game. It wasn't as somber, but it was a kid's movie, so like, what can you expect? Oak Glen says, bird fact, the Toronto Blue Jays are the only Major League Baseball team from Canada. That's just true, isn't it? There's like Vancouver Grizzlies, right? There's one more, I think. Right, sorry, Skippery. Next page is from Chris, who says, Chris/Kalia's buddies says, you can cook rice in your mouth by eating it raw while drinking boiling water. Number 2 is NSFW, and the third is the theory of Newtonian gravity was named post-mortem, but not for Sir Isaac Newton. It was actually named after Jimmy Neutron, but there was a typo when sending the revised name. I'm sorry. The second one was about balls. I have to discount this person. Oh, it's Calculator Games. That guy's boosting the server right now. He says, this piece of misinformation wasn't not written by an AI pretending to be a human pretending to be an AI. The sentence structure is amusing, but I think it's like, I don't know, it's amusing only because of the sentence structure. There's no underlying joke there. Linux users are the same as vegans in 2 ways. 1, they'll always tell you if they are, and 2, they both taste best when paired with teriyaki sauce and a white mustard. That's amazing. I love jump scare cannibalism. That's hilarious. Number 3, I do not hate the Wordle bit. It does not haunt my every waking moment. It does not show up in my dreams and my nightmares. It is not in my house. It is not in my walls. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. Oh, it's Cybercat GT says, Wheel of Death, you say? Thank you, Cybercat. We have our first donation of the stream. So, right here, we have the amazing Wheel of Death, which I have constructed with the help of my Wheel of Death creator. Actually, this was mostly Thundercube, but I added some things and took away some things. So it's just, if you donate $5, I will spin this wheel and something will modify the stream horribly. So this time, the next single word message sent in chat has to be incorporated into the next fact. So after Crazy Dude 9999, whatever the next single word message is, G. The SES says G. I don't know what you even do with that. Does that even count as a word? I guess you could do a misinformation like with the Xie Chinese character where like the 15th letter of the alphabet is J. I don't know. Jesus' nickname was J. I'll think about that. All right, number 14, Burger King foot lettuce. Number 9 is from Cheyenne Vaidya, and they only put in 1. They said, the name YouTube originally comes from the fact that when it was created, the only way to see it was to stuff yourself inside a small viewing tube to squint and watch the content. Je suis French? Oh, is that a French word? I don't know if I can include it. French people are scary. Nicholas Coast Dev says, if Jesus wasn't suspicious, he would just be G. I think you can do something like that. I'll think about it. Pseudo Comedian says, that's the wrong number, iRDM? What are you talking about? We're at 70. That's not a funny number. Alright, the next one is from Isaac, who says, everything in this live stream has been true up until now. TABS stand for Toddles Associates of Businesses, and sharks have 32 different types of teeth compared to the only 1.274 we have as humanoid frogs. I've never heard that term before. Number 11, Burger... Sorry, it's a tick at this point. Anytime I read out a number, Oh, that's what he was talking about. Burger King, I gave the wrong Burger King lettuce. Accursed Potato says, can you turn up the music? I really like it. We're not doing this again. I am so sick of this stupid music gaslighting. There is no music playing. I can drag my... Actually, I can't. I'm not using a window capture, but I'm looking at my audio mixer, and it's just my microphone. There's no amount of hallucination and audience gaslighting that could convince me otherwise. Number 11 is from Trivago, who says... who says hotel. Okay, buddy. Hotel... Thanks, Trivago. That's so productive and helpful of you. Number 12 is from Koopa472. Early Microsoft computers came pre-installed with a fish mode so that fish in the household could use the computer. This mode was discontinued once Bill Gates realized people pretending to be fish on the internet were running massive scams via the unregulated mode, hence the term phishing. Just the concept of fish mode alone is worthy of inclusion. I love the fish on the internet reference. Famous TCC contestant and EWOW living contestant epic. Just like the surnames Johnson or Richardson, the name Mason was made from son of May, or mother's son. This is because the mother didn't know what to name her child, so she just named him after the fact that he was her son. This technically means if your name is Mason, you actually don't have a real first name. Cybercat says, is that a reference? Yeah, there's a person in 12 Central named Fish on the Internet who was in TCC and EWOW and other competitions. From the POV of iRDM, I have mad cow disease. What? Why would I have what? I don't understand that one, Koopa. But the first one was really good. Thank you, Koopa. Skippery says, you didn't read my funny thing yet. That. Wait, just making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, I didn't. What are you talking about, Skippery? Oh, and Archspec says, what is John Bible Ultra? So, John Bible Ultra, last live stream I put John Bible at $100 at fan behest, because stupid John Bible everyone was just submitting it for everything. So, and someone actually bought it. So I don't want it to actually be bought this time. I don't want to have to ruin my, like, if you look at the view graph of the most recent Misinformation video, as soon as I go into the John Bible bit, it just completely falls off. It ruins my viewer retention. So I don't want to have to do another one. So I put it at an absurd price. But John Bible Ultra is, I'll go into a public place with, like, a couple people around, like a park or a golf course, and just scream, John Bible! Into the heavens like that, and ruin my viewer retention even further. Dorian says, something tells me it'll happen. Please don't. Number 12 is... No, that's Koopa again. Number 13 is from I, who says, sleeping was invented by John Waker in 1887 after he closed his eyes for too long. Isaac Newton never had an apple fall on his head. It was actually a can of soda. The submission is exactly 68 characters long. Confirm it yourself. I'm not going to confirm it myself. I'm sorry. I don't have enough time. Feeble is number 14. Feeble, do you have a consistent number of E's in your name? I feel like it's different in every place I see it. Like, you've got 3 for your Discord username, 4 for your nickname, and now 85 for your whatever. A group of cardinals is called an That's funny. That's really good. I assume that's a reference to, like, how the popes and the Catholics, like, higher ups are PDF files and will be investigated for their actions. The reason uppercase letters exist is because the upper class used them to show their superiority. They were given to the lower class people after the French Revolution. And any combination of the Rubik's Cube can be solved in just 4 moves. I don't know if I'll include that one, but I think there's something there. That's very novel. I've never heard a joke like that, at least in the Misinformation live streams. All right, number 15. Checking chat real quick. Feeble says my Discord is 4. It's never been 3. Oh. Crazy Dude says my brother is not iRDM. Fiskit Pioneer says, nah. That wasn't intentional. I just thought cardinal was an interesting bird to contrast crows. Oh, that wasn't intentional at all. Oops. Terribly sorry. All right, number 15 is from Michael Yee, who says, 1 + 1 = 3. This can be proven with this proof. And then it's a proof of how 1 + 1 = 3. When I punch you 10 times, you will have been punched only 10 times in your entire life. And they're called bathrooms in some parts of the world because, unlike the back rooms, which exist in someone's back, the bathrooms exist inside someone's bath. That's like the wrong kind of stupid. It's kind of funny that you would submit this, but I'm sorry, that sounds mean. I like where you're going with it, but it's a little too simple in its construction. Number 16 is from Serious Sam. I am currently the youngest person alive. The ancient geocentric worldview, which theorized that the Earth was at the center of the universe, was later replaced with the heliocentric worldview. This is still accepted today as the leading theory that what is actually at the center of the universe is a giant helicopter. I hesitate to include another geocentrism joke, but that's a pretty novel take on it. I like that. I may not put the number at the end of your name in the actual video, though. And you make me frown, Sam. I'm frowning. Lord of the Random says Burger King foot lettuce. Never seen sunlight says I thought number 15 was... It is! Number 13... Number 15 is indeed Burger King foot lettuce. I just said the wrong thing, okay? Please forgive me. Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. Number 17 is from Shorty, who is dying in in Squip. All horses are the same color. Contrary to popular belief, Artemis II did not go to the sun. It actually went to Duna? Is that the planet from Dune? I don't know. Jebediah Kerman is not alone on Minmus. I don't get that reference. Well, I do get this reference, but I don't think many people will. I love Jan Miseli, but at the same time, I don't think many people would understand it, unfortunately. LV Kennenet says, do you like the Fitness Gram Pacer test? The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-staged aerobic capacity test. Is something something. Pseudo says it's Kerbal Space Program reference. Oh, I've never played that. Chloe Artie says, hi there, hello, am I late for my misinfo? No, I haven't read anything from Chloe Artie yet, so you should still be good. It's Alpha! He says, what's John Bible Ultra? John Bible Ultra is me screaming the words John Bible in public, like near people, at the top of my lungs, and putting it at the end of the next misinformation video. First name R8K says I got all three. What do you mean? Feeble has recovered from the Cardinal incident. Okay, number 18 is from Average User 11. There are currently 3 people in the world. Excavation teams are currently working to get them out. That's the best one so far, I think. That's got 2 different jokes in it. It's funny because of there only being 3 people in the world, and then it completely reframes it by they've been buried alive because they're inside the world. That's so good. This is the paradigm you all should aspire to. Misinformation is actually named after Lady Misinformation III. Notable for her results being misunderstood and distorted in reporting, she and her husband had a son named Okay, this is the opposite of the paradigm you should aspire to. Average user, you're 1 for 2. I'm so sorry. Silica gel packets are actually, in fact, that's the wrong one. Delicious. So much so that they are considered extremely addictive, making governments unilaterally collaborate to add "do not eat" to the packaging. I think I'm done with the do this dangerous thing, it'll be fine kind of jokes. Not for any moral reason, but because I feel like I've run out of interesting ways to do them. This is sort of just the same as the like pea on peanuts to make them more delicious kind of joke. But it has merit on its own. Serious Sam says, do not let Booyah see John Bible Ultra. Fishfork says, I'm going to have to leave soon, so if you see mine coming up, could you do it soon, please? I just see him one by one. I see him as fast as you do. I'm sorry. If you look above me in the epic top right corner of the screen, you'll see that if you donate $2, I can read yours immediately. Number 19 is from Kpan400. Volcanoes actually have an internal clock that increases magma production every 7 years, which leads to the homes of cicadas being too hot and needing to flee to the outside world until the influx of magma dies down. The next thing I say will not be uninformative. We've already done that joke. And crayons are often mispronounced as crowns because of a 12th century king named King Crayonelius. He went by King Crown as a nod to his royalty, and the lingo has stuck ever since. I like where you're coming from with that one. It's fun. Harley Halatine says the story of Ultrakill is actually a true story based on author John Alt Rockhill and his friend V. Wan. I love water. Oakland says, what's the name of this song? There's no song. And Fishfork says it's $1. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's $1. I forgot. Because like $2 is the minimum for you to be able to actually send a message with the donation. But if you do $1, you can just send a message afterward. Okay, number 20. From H2 Ocean. Black holes actually have many different colors, and they're well known for sucking up various liquids stored in cups. It's possible that the third fact in the forum could actually be true. It just has a special charm to it. Stick around to see if the charm works. You never know. There once was a chicken. The chicken was really unlucky. She kept getting into trouble. Once a pack of wolves chased her down. It got so bad she used a map. And the joke is that the chicken crossed the road. That is unfortunately too long for the payout to just be why the chicken crossed the road, because you can kind of see it coming. Mimi-sun is number 21, who says, flat earthers were wrong, but after many millennia of Earth experiencing its own rotational forces onto itself, the Earth's globe shape slowly flattened out into a disk, similar to how a pizza flattens out when spun and tossed. This will notably weaken Earth's electromagnetic field, and scientists predict that by the 23rd century, it'll be so weak that the Earth will be baked New York thin crust style. The SESES says the song currently playing is called $20 Gills, which is a reference to how much gills cost in Bill Gates dollars. Aeromaster Gaming says Trump is a... Okay. Andrew says you might actually be able to catch up this live stream. Yeah, I'm going pretty fast. I don't know if this is better or worse. I'm not sure what the viewer experience is here, if you'd like me to slow down. Famously, Mozart died, leaving his Requiem's Lacrimosa incomplete, and composers John Abler and Franz Xaver Sussmayer finished the piece, making it the iconic song it is today. Due to the alteration of Mozart's Christian hymn-inspired writing, the completed work was not canonical, and is actually the earliest known piece of Fanon. This outraged the Catholic Church, leading to both of their executions in Vienna, Austria. Yeah, I forgot. I should write down this first one. If I shorten this one, it could be good. This is from Mimi-sun, the person with the Hollow Knight profile picture. And there's no number 3, right? 2-0, iRDM does not use Arch. Can you scream more so I can convince my parents to buy me headphones? Goose Gauntlet V4M says eating grenades is actually perfectly safe. I gotta turn up the fan, man. Please. Please. Thank you. Okay. Blue Gelatin says hello. Hello, Blue Gelatin. Good to see you, man. I was considering... You volunteered to be a co-host for Squip, but then you never joined the Squip Discord, so I skipped over you for now, but if you're still interested, I'd be happy to have you. Fishfork donated £1, £1 British pound, and says, now read mine. Do you remember what number yours was? I think no, wait, if I open the sheet, I can find the number exactly. We're going to be very clever about this. I'm going to do Control F and fish. Not fish mode. Fishfork is number 37. Yeah? Or 37? No, that's Tech Ninja. It's 38. Yeah? There we go. Okay. Believe it or not, I am actually a 14th dimensional being that simultaneously exists and doesn't exist in every conceivable location in the universe. And yes, that means I am in your walls. Number 2 is, contrary to popular belief, the Golden Gate Bridge is actually made of gold. The red paint is to hide its true nature. The reason it was deemed untrue by the government was to stop me from stealing it. And you are actually intelligent. I think the first one is I'm in your walls is a decent punchline. I don't know if I can include any of these though. I appreciate the donation. Feeble says I already did Golden Gate. Yeah, it's the same subject and it's only a little bit different. Like it was the Golden Gate Bridge being made of solid gold was also Feeble's thing, but with a different punchline. So back to number 21, I believe. Oh, we have a donation from Prairie Cass, who says, I have to leave soon. So, okay, I'm going to... Assuming your name in the form is also Prairie... It is. Okay, number 77 from Prairie Cass. There we go. All female deer are named Jane Doe. All male deer are named Steve. That's funny. That's a great... That's a great switch up. Because, like, you've got the first joke is that deer are named Jane Doe, which is a cute, regular joke. But then it completely switches you up with Steve. That's great. Okay. And then, I've not eaten human flesh today. Ah! And nobody has ever compared me to Jesus. This is because Jesus was much cooler than I am. Oh, wait, this is misinformation. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You pasted the wrong one? What? Oh, I did. Oh, gadzooks. Thank you for catching that mistake. I would be a fool to say the same thing twice. Thank you. Okay. back to number 21, I believe, was the next. Yes, it was. No, that's me missing. 22 is the next one. Inceptus says you copied it wrong. Yeah. Thank you, Computer Cow. Okay, next is from Wouldn't You Like to Know Weather Boy, who says, my parents love me. People thought everything revolved around the Earth, similar to a microwave. If you put something in the microwave, it only rotates and doesn't move. It also is heated, like we do by our sun. It continues to spin and spin, hoping one day its purgatory of spinning will end, but it doesn't. Spinning never stops. If I could find some way to, like, green screen myself into a microwave and only reveal that at the end, that might work, but it's also sort of similar to the pizza thing Mimi-san submitted. That's an image flip link. I do not trust it. I'm going to put it in the other window before I look at it. Oh, that's... I mean, you guys can look at that. That's disgusting. I wish I hadn't... Now, I'm glad you all had to see that and experience it with me. That was diabolical. Mila Coconut says, just submitted mine, 86. Oh, cool. Thank you, Mila Coconut. I will hopefully be able to get to that. We're going at a pretty good pace today. Everyone is screaming at the disgusting image you submitted. Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? I'm glad we had that in our vision today. Number 23 is from Raziki. Oh my goodness, that person got either second or third in Squip 2. Wow! Nothing was invented by John... famous for accidentally forgetting to finish his own name. This is not to be confused with John Something, who invented something, and John who invented everything, trying to have every name at once. I could do like the BFB Ice Cube Lollipop book thing for this. This is cute. I like the direction with that. Tell me it pasted the right thing. It did. Okay, excellent. Number 2 from Raziki. Water was not always same liquid state that we know it as today. Actually, not that long ago. It was around 20,000 BCE, was an age where it took a solid state, and was instead something known as ice. And number 3, every time you see a package on somebody's porch, you should grab it, as it's a gift they left outside specifically for you to find. This is good. I like this. It's sort of in the same realm as the do harmful thing for silly reason, but the reason is good. It like makes sense, and it's causing harm to someone else instead of yourself. So I think it's fine. Michael Mariano says you accidentally pasted everything. Dragon says, oops, I typoed. Oh, it's fine. And how did you paste all 3? I would never... What? I overpasted? What are you talking about? No, I didn't. Wait. Oh, I did. How is that happening? What is going on with my paste button? I think I got a ghost in the machine. Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy just like gave me a virus, man. It was so good he wants to do it twice. So true. Dry Ruins says, Eastern Randolph High School is a high school for young reindeer, suspected to be connected to the crime ring known as the Santa Claus Contractors. Okay. It also happened earlier. It happened earlier above? What? It did! Why does it keep doing this? Okay. Good grief. It's happened twice. Google Docs is fighting me, man. Okay, Dry Ruins. Number 2, Eskin Village was named so because the person responsible for naming the villages in Saudi Arabia, Amoita Vasuki, like the Pokin Ekins, but he is dyslexic. We have a $2 donation from Cybercat. He says, my financial decisions are financial. Please read me. All right, going to Cybercat, who is number 39. Cybercat says, 15% of all people who believe that 15% of the people who identify as 15% of those who claim that 15% of all Seventh-day Adventists are alligators themselves. Good grief, that might actually be such a contrived sentence that it's contrived enough to be submitted. That's really funny. I mean, in sort of the academic sense. Like, I didn't laugh, but it's patently ridiculous, and I kind of love it. And it pasted correctly. That's got to be a great sign. My squip submission will easily win first prize. It will not. The vowel A is pronounced exclusively as the vowel A. All right. Next up is 20... No, we're still on Dry Ruins. Dry Ruins had one left, which was... Ludwig von Struve was a gamer known for avoiding and dodging responsibility. The gaming technique called strafing is named after him. Okay. Science says that's comedy gold. Alicia Bowles says true. I need a drink of water. This live stream was sponsored by Buzio water bottles. This is the best water bottle I've ever had. It actually just doesn't leak at all. Oh, it just leaked. Okay, never mind. Buy a Camelback. Number 25. Burger King. Number 25 is from Missing Profile, who says, Lego is painful to step on because a consumer sent the creator hate mail about his product. This caused him to change the shape of the bricks and scatter thousands of it around the consumer's property until he eventually apologized. A small reminder that due to the huge amount of misinformation in this video, I have made sure no fact is repeated more than one. Yeah, that's good. This is a reference to the fact that I think I may have accidentally... It's doing it again! I think I may have accidentally included the same or a very similar fact in 2 different misinformation videos, because I got a couple comments about that. But they didn't say which one it was, so maybe it didn't happen. If an object gets in your eye, it's recommended to place soap in the affected eye and rub it. This ensures the object slips out and does not infect your eye. That's so true, but that's also in the vein of like mixed chlorine gas and whatever it was, ammonia and chlorine. Inceptus says your pasting isn't the problem, it's your copying. Yeah, that's probably true. That was funnier than most jokes in this stream. What was? What are we... 2% of all gamblers quit before they lose. And Con124 says, how many responses are you planning to read? I'm going to try to get through all of them, because we're going at a pretty decent clip. I've gotten through 25 in about half an hour, so I should get to at least 100 if I keep going at this speed. Number 20... I did all of this one, yeah? Yeah, I did. Okay. Number 26 is from Andrew, who says drinking 2 acids simultaneously is actually completely safe, as the first will dissolve the second and you'll have a net total of no acid in you. The reason no time traveler went to kill baby Hitler is because they all went to Stephen Hawking's party first and he killed them all. I get that reference, but I think it's far too obscure for a common video. And the quote, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, is in reference to how horses are suicidal because why else would you not drink water? That one's good. I like that one a lot. Successful copy-paste, hooray. Okay, and I'm going to do an epic replacement of Thorn with TH because I hate Thorn. Just kidding. I love Thorn. I wish Thorn was more common. Alicia Bowles says, lead is good for your health to eat at least once a week. Bagel Behemoth says, why did that guy use thorns? I mean, you'll have to talk to Andrew about that. It's just a thing he does. He's a TWOW Central member who just uses thorn instead of TH. And I think he said it was more efficient, or it's like he just likes it. I don't know. Michael Mariano says he used thorn wrong. Right, there's one of them is Linus and the other's Fortis, isn't it? Kate Spaulding says, I've never said the words sergeant or cheese, especially not in the same sentence. No art was made between January 18th, 2025 and March 4th, 2026. Is that the advent of AI art? And the reason that houses are called houses, because they were invented by Michael Frederick, who was diagnosed with a rare speech impediment to where he could only say the word house. He wanted it to be called a Regaduga Wogan Shugan Petrofagugden Nuva Navapu Vantron, but the people writing it down couldn't understand. This one can be modified into something good. I like that premise of having an it's sort of the same premise as the Finland joke, but the joke is in its gigantic unpronounceability rather than it just being a long sentence. All right, number 28. Thorn looks really wrong to read in that specific word. Yeah. Rena Faniglal says you're late. You're not. Well, I mean, you're 39 minutes late, but you're still, like, we're still going to get through stuff. And if you submit something and donate the epic $1, I can read it anytime. So don't worry. Next one is from Ant Planes, the guy who co-hosted Squip 1. He says, point the camera up to a clear sky. It's currently snowing right now. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's sort of like the sky is green joke from the very first one. It's just a direct lie about something you can see is false. I don't know if I'll do that one. Number 29 from nobody. They just didn't submit a name. Modern bread is not real. It was fabricated by the government in a lab to replace the real bread, which we forgot how to make in 1996. Contrary to popular belief, CIA does not stand for Central Intelligence Agency. It instead stands for Cats in Armor, alluding to the fact that every cat in the world is secretly a CIA agent. And pneumomonoultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiocism is a real element. Accursed Potato says, that's really good, Michael. It's been a thorn in my side ever since. Soaring High says the water bottle leaking thing was funnier than most jokes. Oh, yeah. It's a tragedy, really. It's been super reliable thus far, and I've had it for at least 2 years. Mark Daly says surprisingly good pronunciation. Thank you, Mark. I try. I practice, actually. Anti-disestablishmentarianism, say it in my sleep. Raul Kerbo says, hey, I'm early. Misinformation. The joke is that he's not actually early. Jeg Elsker Nicholas says W. Thank you. Number 30 is from Imaginary Neon. The reason why Belatro's win condition involves defeating antis is because the developer really hates ants. The phrase citation needed is derived from the Italian phrase culturi manifeste, which means that a given piece of misinformation is so obviously true that mentioning it could be seen as belittling. Did I accidentally say misinformation? I think my brain is rotting, man. The reason why the British version of colour contains a U is because in the 1900s they stopped teaching their children how to spell colour correctly, so they just had to guess the spelling. I love making fun of the British. I gotta. Cursed Potato says, anti-disestablishmentarianism is peasantry. Clarence_Corn says, can you turn the music down? There's no music. There is none. I can open the actual OBS window. I can make a single window that's like window capture. Yeah, I can enable window capture or display capture for the left one and like move it to the top of everything. And that, yeah. And then I can look at that. You see how there's no, the only audio capture is my microphone. So music could not possibly be coming through anything. So you're a buffoon, and I have to kill all of you. Okay, back to the misinformation. Number 30 is from Imaginary Neon, which we already read, actually. So did I paste it in? I did paste it in. Number 31, John Bible. I'm so tired, man. I'm so tired. The joke stopped being funny 11 years ago. Fishfork says it's rage bait. I mean, maybe, perhaps. Lil's a Dragon says, could you repeat that? Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the music. Ah! Ictoen012 says, all of us British love making fun of ourselves. S'mores are awesome says, Bon Jibel. Random Dude says, lol. I feel like you guys are enjoying my suffering too much. I feel like we're entering an adversarial relationship. Arrow Animation says the store franchise 7-Eleven uses a lowercase n at the end of 11. Sadly, this is true. And Colorado used to have 697 sides. They removed one to make it even. That's funny if you understand the geography, or if you're familiar with the whole Colorado isn't actually a square thing. But again, I feel like it wouldn't appeal to generic audiences. This one's from Rain. Although the original sale of the 2011 platforming game Kirby's Return to Dreamland is often passed as a simple release, avid fans of the Kirby franchise will forever dub the fateful day they collectively stormed the game shops of Normandy. of Normandy for the game as Waddle D-Day. In 1978, Soviet physicist Anatoly Bugorsky stuck his head into a particle accelerator, with protons beamed directly through his brain. Although he survived, his crazes during epilepsy eventually formed the music genre we now call electropop, named aptly because the welts on his face would pop whenever he was brought into vicinity of another particle accelerator. Ew! And did you know that when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that it will hurt? This is because the moon is made of rocks, and rocks hurt when they hit your eye. That one's great. I love that. From Rain. Katie the Kinney YouTube says, love how everyone is casually rage baiting me. I gotta stop reading chat. It's just all villainy and evil. Quicksilver Queck says, can you turn down the music? Dailius the First says, just submitted another British joke. Random Dude says, what's the name of the song? There's no song. Ah! Ah! No matter what they say, the Sans bus will never be mean to me. That's because it can't talk, but it's a friend I can trust, unlike all of you baboons, you monsters. I need to put something soft up there on the obelisk so I can actually throw it in rage. There we go. That's fine. It can't stand up, but it's fine. It's fine. Ichtwin says, no wait telepathy. Arnold SQ says, listen, this joke that there is no music is not funny anymore. Please turn it down. We can't hear you. Kellen Brewer says, my mom has a secret crush on you. A MILF? I would love to get in contact with her, if at all possible, Kellen. Thank you. Nyx Dragon Slayer says, this guy looks like Markiplier. I need to get back to the misinformation. Number 34. Like that, Kellen, that's a real offer, if you're not joking. Stranatos says, eating those delicious green rocks at Chernobyl will actually give you superpowers. The commies don't want you to know this because... I suppose I could get a friend to, like... Why is it doing that? Why is it copying the whole thing? Is it... Oh, I guess it did. Anyway... I could probably get a friend to help with that clip and like come and record it with me and like hit me in the head with a rock. For that could actually be a great end of video clip, is like cutting off the video with someone hitting me in the head with a boulder or something because I'm trying to spread commie information. John Bible. Thanks, Trinatos. And I hate bananas. I think that mangoes are sour. I hate papaya. So if you aren't familiar, this is... The outro song I use says, I like bananas. I think that mangoes are sweet. It's an old kid's song from church. So that's just the opposite of that. Surfboarder says, Surfboarder is saying the Megalovania song. Small bottle of expired milk says, no wait, it's On Melancholy Hill by Gorillaz. That is not the song that's playing because there is no song. I eat cement daily says, can we eat cement? Incredible. Yeg Elsker Niklas says, Hop you Semin. Abbott plays as railway track doesn't always steer the train. The drivers are just so talented they can perfectly keep the train's wheels on the rails. Echolocation. I don't see a second response from Kellen. This is so sad. I can't believe it. Okay, number 34. Number 35 is from Jimothy Two-Time. Did you know that half-dollar coins are hollow? They're filled with a special money gas intended to prevent counterfeiting, since they were such a valuable coin when they were introduced. The government lost the specific ratio of nitrogen and argon within the coins, though, so they were forced to stop making them. Coca-Cola originally used the cocaine plant to give it its caffeine content, which also gave it a little cocaine pep. This was changed to more easily accessible soybeans in 2020 with the onset of the COVID pandemic, and nothing. I'm sorry, Jimothy. Those were... I probably shouldn't make any drug jokes in general, just for audience safety. I eat cement daily says, can we eat cement? No, you can't eat cement. I'm so sorry. Tanko says, you can, but only the kind without rebar. John Bible versus Josh Lying. Who will win? Finn Chilla says, does this include misinformation that people submitted last time but you didn't get to? So the previous stream all the misinformation is in a form somewhere else that I will eventually read on my own, but I was only going to read it in this live stream if I ran out of misinformation for this one. So probably not on the stream at least. And Soaring High says, you already made a joke about Coca-Cola and cocaine in the first video. That's true. That's true. I did. Expired Milk says, the stream will end in 1 minute. So true. Jack in the Box says, due to how colors work, if you paint a lemon blue, it will turn green and become a lime. This is how limes are made and why they taste so bad. The actual reason for the potato famine is because the French stole the potatoes and used them to make French fries and nothing. 37 is from Tech Ninja 119, who says, painting was made by John Pant when he tried to breathe twice at the same time. Was John Pant a dog? Nothing. Thanks, Tech Ninja. Number 38 is from Fishfork, who we already read. 39 is Cybercat, who we already read. And 40 is Mr. Mexicano, who says, it is somewhat known that Russia almost sold Alaska to Liechtenstein. But the truth is, both the Russian Tsar and the Prince of Liechtenstein misread the contract, and Alaska is in fact part of Liechtenstein nowadays. It's just that nobody knows that it is. And nothing. It's alright. I feel like you could, if the Liechtenstein part was the punchline, it might work. I don't know if how it's currently written it really works. Number 41. I should read chat. Evie says, that is not a coyote and you are safe. I should unpin the cement comment. Jammy113 says, how do I submit misinformation? There's a form in the description of the live stream that is this form that I'm reading through right now. So it's in the description. Thank you, Corbin Viken. Kellen says, you missed my second message, but the thing about my mom was just misinformation. No! No! The beautiful 40-plus babes. I can't believe there are none of them. This is so sad. Everest NC says, with Cleopatra being born closer to the iPhone than the construction of the pyramids, she was a key celebrity in marketing, even going to many of Steve Jobs' dinners. Do you think enough people have heard that factoid for them to get the joke? I don't know. That may be an XKCD 5401 situation. It's Raining Cats and Dogs is based off a true story from England, where a toddler named every raindrop cat and dog in ascending order. And the National Weather Service is responsible for making weather. A mistake in 2008 caused the entire city of Cooperstown, New York, to go into flames after a typo in the temperature, going from 80 degrees to 980 degrees. You could do something with that, about a typo making a town burn, I think. Probably not as phrased, but I can work with it. Next, we have number 42. And Vital Soup 221 says, I was promised soup. Where is the soup? There is no soup. What are you talking about? I never advertised soup. All I have is free burgers. You have a free burger if you donate $12. But you have to actually drive over here to pick it up, which is why no one has received their free burgers. Goater McGoatface, the primary one L, says yep. Zombie Movie 5 says turn up the music. No. There is no music. I'm going to burn down the state of Oregon. Fortune Cabrian plays real, says Burgies. Bored Goblin says, ah! And Yeg Elsker Nicholas says, you hope you don't get to OG Olburns. Random Dude just submitted. Thank you, Random Dude. Number 42 is your local cat girl, Aki, also known as Batata74. They say the Bible is named like that because it's composed of two bulls, a bull pronounced bull, the Old Testament and the New Testament. They were subsequently combined into the more known Bible by adding the Latin prefix "bio" to indicate the merge of the aforementioned. Yeah, I feel like that particular subject matter has been overdone. I've done two different jokes about the name Bible, the Bible Christian cross standing for T in the Bible and Bible Wordle, but I feel like something like that could work for a different word. Windows computers are named like that because they once needed actual window panes as fuel to work.
Similarly, Apple computers are named like that because they once needed actual apples as fuel to work. Linux computers are named that because the creator of the operating system sacrificed himself as fuel for the operating system to work. That might make more sense if any of those names were actual fuels, like if there was a coal or a nuke computer, but I feel like it's too far out of the realm of believability, and I am very normal on Wednesdays. Void Eternal says you should set up an auto mod to delete any messages that mention the word music. It's very clear it's making me... That would be convenient. That would really help. I think that would make my mental health increase. It would make it bigger and better. Locatio says, did you know that peach cobbler is made from blueberries? It's so simple that I kind of love it, unfortunately. And I'm a little bit biased because Locatio is participating in Squip. But I think I'm not sure if I'll include it, but I want to at least write it down for later. Number 44 is from Player One, who says, gravity was discovered by Isaac Newton, but the apple was actually attempted murder by a guy named Adam Phillips. We've had so many Isaac Newton gravity apple jokes. I don't think a single one of them has been solid so far. Murder's funny. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best not to make any mean comments. I want to be constructive with my criticism, but sometimes I just don't know what to say. Next, we have Cat World. Cat World says salsa, the dance, is named after salsa, the condiment, because approximately 500 years ago, the inventor of both, Pedro Salsa, slipped on the condiment and realized that it was a pretty sick dance move. That one's cute. I like that. Please don't copy everything. Ah! Why? What do I have to do to make this function properly? Maybe my computer's bugging. Bears went extinct in 2014. All bears you see today are just abnormally large dogs. And the movie Kill Bill is named that because it was originally supposed to be a documentary about a Bill Clinton assassination attempt. The writing team kept getting distracted to the point they completely forgot the original premise. My voice is starting to hurt. Sierra Nevada 4601 says hello. Hello, Sierra Nevada. Hello. Tulin0311 says I hath submitted. Thank you. The Board Goblin says the gnomes are coming. Bear says please talk louder. The music isn't that good. Oh, I can talk louder. I can be as loud as I need to. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna kill someone. I'm gonna commit mass murder. I'm also out of water. But thankfully, this time, I packed a second water bottle. And I put more fun things in the Wheel of Death this time, and it's only been spun once so far. I like put a handstand in here. And parry, you guys are never going to know what parry means. I swear parry is really funny. It would be really funny if we landed on that slice, but we're just not going to, I guess. Arrowmaster Gaming says, I have not submitted. Thank you. Asnoke says, he gonna eat chair. That's so true. I am gonna eat chair. 46 from Snowfake. Since 544 people are in the iRDM Discord server, there's 8.9 billion people on Earth, there's a 0.00065% chance that randomly selected person is in the iRDM server. This means, statistically speaking, of any given 540 people, none are in the iRDM server, so we can assume everyone is in the... Okay. Yeah, I mean, I get where you're going with that. It's too wordy, because iRDM is such a long, terrible name. I don't think I can get that out. I could even finish a whole take of that. Feeble says my submissions were already read. Yeah, I understand. Quicksilver says, can we put on music? Random Dude is spamming. Is the slice gonna summon a platypus? It does not summon a... Well, in a certain manner of speaking, it does. Banana from Hell says, fun fact, murder is frowned upon, but not illegal. Okay. Number 47 is from Fleet Cat 12 Central. All bears have around 200 to 210 bones. This includes gummy bears. Do you really know what they're made out of? Spooky. Number 2 is you cannot breathe with your eyes closed. Ah, that one's good. That one's funny. And number 48. Everyone should go watch Solar Balls. How can the line of platypusism be blurred? I forgot if I even submitted one. Dorian says, Asnoke says, I can see your face. Corbin says, how long do you think you want to continue streaming? Probably for about another hour. These usually go for about 2 hours. Number 48 from LBC Molab. He says, if you turn a fan upside down, stand on it, and turn it on, you'll be perfectly fine. If you pull the large lever at the top of a helicopter, you'll automatically be given a pilot's license. Zombie Movie says, say it with me, I want to devour a table. Fish Gaming Reel says, just submitted mine. Evie says, how do we know if ours have been read yet? How do we know if you read the right read? Evie, I did read yours. Yours was the very second one, I think. Alright, so, and that's all for that one. Number 49 is Unbaihexium Fan, who says, Neptunian and plutonium suck. I'm not just including this because... okay. Did you know that albino people have a harder time... I already did that one. Or, I may have cut it at the very end, but I had that one as like one of the last things that I cut in the previous video. My comedy competition Squip is short for 10 words of wisdom. Number 50 is from Chase Smith, who says, the mood is made of cheese. I'm not in your walls. And no hello there, I'm not waving. You drink enough water, you know. I don't get the reference. Goddess Duque says, the phrase once in a blue moon refers to the one time a blue moon did occur, when it was submerged in water for International Earth Day of 1945. For the next International Earth Day, scientists are encouraging all citizens of Earth to point a blue laser at the moon in an attempt to recreate this incredible feat. We have a donation from Kat with a K in it. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate that. So yours is around 127. You guys don't need to tell me your number anymore because I figured out I can just search the name. So Cat with a K in it is 131, which I will read and then I will spin the wheel. That's not 131. What? 132? What's going on here? 130? Not 1030. What? It says 129. Why would this be out of order? Oh, it's 2 before. There it is. Okay. The United States of America once proposed a UN petition to change the name of the Pacific Ocean to the Specific Ocean, citing that the goal was to make sure everyone knows which one you're talking about. Right out the gate with a really strong one. I love when words sounding similar is part of the joke, but not the entire joke, because having it like this last line really ties it all together. Number 2. Oh, and that's the only one. 1 for 1. 100% success rate. Thank you, Kat. So now I get to spin the wheel of death. I really hope it lands on Perry. That would be... It didn't... Okay. Attempt a handstand. That's one of the new ones. I'm kind of excited about this. I think I've been practicing a little bit, so I don't really have that much space. I've got the area in front of my bed. I guess I can point it down, like down to here. Yeah, that's close enough. Okay, so I'm gonna, if I use the bed as like a balancing tool, gotta put this over here so I don't. Okay, it's more difficult than Okay, so I attempted it, and it just said attempt handstand, so I don't have to actually do it. So I have fulfilled the slice of wheel, and I killed the rabbit. I'm so sorry about that. That was embarrassing. Back to the misinformation. Oh, good grief. Did I knock out the back of my chair? Why is it doing that? I think I may have broken my chair. I didn't even do anything to the chair. Am I just gonna have to like squat? My fly is not down. Shut up. Okay, so I'm gonna
I'm gonna remove that. I'm not sure why this is doing that. Oh. That's really concerning. I guess I can just kneel. All right, welcome back. See, if you in this framing, you can't even tell that I'm not sitting in my chair. Okay, so back to I believe it was 51. Fuzzy Tomato Head says there's a side lever that controls tilt manually. I don't. Oh yeah, that fixed it. Thank you, Tomato. That like fixed it immediately. Now I can sit in it normally. I'm not sure. I must have hit that lever on the way down. Okay, 51 from Goddess Dukai. This was Cat, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, and this should be on live chat, so it actually shows everyone. Are you sitting in your chair right now? Because it looks like I'm sure iRDM is not going to perish. Cohair wants to end the stream. I'm so sorry, chair. I was not at 85. 51 from Goddess Duque is you can remember grain types using the grainbow, a Roy G. Biv acronym for grains. R is for rice, O is for oats, Y is for yeast, G is for grain, B is for barley, I is for iodine, and V is for wheat. That's fun. Now I see what's happening. It's like flipping upward for seemingly no reason. This is from Goddess Duque. Very cool. Very cool. Number 52. Burger... EV500 says, fun fact, there is not F1 qualifying runs happening right now, so I'll not be leaving to go watch it. Okay, have fun, Evie. Luckybot says AES. Pika Does Stuff says meow. And Surf says he's impressed I could identify the megalith. Well, it's like the most important piece of music ever written. So it's like DDA, G, G flat, dot, dot, something like that. Wait, maybe the everything highlight is because your mouse is going ever so slightly left when you're doing it? Is your encabulation setting on? Storm Does Stuff says cats are all benevolent. So true. Number 52 is from The Gemery. The reason why there are 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour is because early humans had 60 fingers. They soon, however, realized that this was impractical, so they chopped 50 of them off in order for their children to be born with 10. Radians were invented by John Radian when he tried to draw a sun with 6 rays, but they were slightly unevenly spaced, and the angle between the first 2 rays was slightly below 60 degrees. And similar to how the plural of radius is radii, the plural of fungus is fungi, the plural of us is I. Wow, that's clever. Because that's actually, I don't think that's the reason it's true, but that it makes perfect sense. Cool. Number 53. We're no strangers to love. PC36 says Lamarckian evolution. Fish Gaming Real says the plural of Among Us is Among I. Johnny John says Intel and AMD don't want you to know that pressing Alt F4 will make your computer run twice as fast. So true. So true. 53 is from Sadayu, another Squip player. Blankets aren't actually made blank comfort and or protection from the cold. In fact, they are prevalent in blank statement as well. I don't get that one. I'm not sure what the joke is, unfortunately. 54 is from Nia Nal, who says, the 17 cubes conundrum can simply be solved by actually putting in an 18th cube. This is called being logical. I don't understand that reference either. I'm a buffoon. I don't get any of this. Despite being called the right wing is unable to fly, much like the native New Zealand bird, the kiwi. And it is impossible to get drunk off of ginger beer. This is because ginger beer contains no alcohol, hence the name beer. I'm so sorry. I'm too stupid.
Dry Ruin says, if you watch Annoying Orange, you will want to perish. This is misinformation as you would want to destroy the internet. Coda says, never get... Are we really just... We're singing the whole Never Gonna Give You Up song in chat. Amazing. Ryan Brian Huffaker says, maybe the real music is the friends we made along the way. Wait, what is... Oh, cool. You know, I'm bored. I'm going to start a poll. Red button or blue button? This has no implications whatsoever for the survival of those who choose each option. Okay, so this is from Mount Grape. The World Factbook, a reference almanac, was made by the CIA originally as a secret, disguised as an information resource, but was actually made so that they could have a really big book to throw at the president whenever his brain was observed to be in working order. The bit got out of hand and became an actual publication until its election in 2026. The flags of Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, and Tuvalu all have the Union Jack in the upper left quarter of their flags. This is because the United Kingdom has a plan to reabsorb the Commonwealth nations back into another British Empire. Those four are just preparing early so that when the colonization finally happens, they can all just snip off the non-British parts of their flag. And Arabic numerals are actually Indian, but after a blank event involving the blank and blank, which resulted in a blank, they had to eventually attribute the numbers to the Arabic in order to not invoke the blank, which would kill all British people. I don't know. I feel like the second one has some merit to it. The whole people keeping British flags in their flags, there's something could be done with that. Number 56. Burger King foot lettuce. Goose Gauntlet says, if everyone picks blue, nobody dies. Who said anyone was dying? I'm just gonna ban everyone who picks blue. Dalius the First says, I submitted one, but none of your business or something like that is your name. Can you change that once you read it? Yeah, I can. If you remind me again when I'm actually reading it. Okay. We're gonna die. I icked red. I like red. I forgot the hypothetical. Yeah, if either of these options gets over 50%, everyone dies. So sorry. Number 56 is from Luis, who says, the saying, break a leg, started as a substitute for go hang yourself until 1976, when its meaning was changed to good luck by the OSHA. In the hit game Half-Life 2, it's suspected that Dr. Gordon Freeman, the protagonist, doesn't speak because he's mute, though its prequel implies his inability to speak is due to his crippling fear of women. I don't know if Half-Life 2 is well known enough to do a... Actually, what am I saying? My reference for if things are well known enough is if I've heard of them before. And I've never played Half-Life 2, so I'm not going to include it, unfortunately. The only thing stopping you from drinking gasoline are your taste buds. Gasoline has proven to be safe to consume by the FDA, and it's suspected of having unexpected benefits long term. I think I could do the break a leg thing. I assume this is Chad from EWOW, but I'm not sure. There are other people named Luis. Alright, number 57 is from Nobody. And Nobody says, contrary to popular belief, the word armrest isn't a combination of the words arm and rest, but rather the words Armageddon and restaurant. And nothing. Half-Life 2. Can I just... Does the poll go on forever? Or can I end it? It looks like I can end it. Alright, so everyone that voted blue, unfortunately, you're going to be losing all of your limbs. And everyone that voted red is getting a free puppy. So, just have fun with that. Number 58 is from Surf. It's Surf! The guy who got 5th place in Squip 1. Just like how salt comes from seawater, a closely guarded secret is that sugar comes from fresh water. The reason access to Antarctica is restricted to only a few people is that expert scientists are worried it might tip over, causing cataclysmic tsunami around the world. And the URL of the video contains the word... Yeah. It would be crazy if... There's a function where YouTube can change, or you can slightly edit the audio of your video afterward. So I could just keep re-uploading it privately until I got something interesting in the URL, and then change the audio afterward. That's a plant. Oh no, I refreshed. Ah, I think that's doable. Number 59. Shorty Smalls says, luckily I wasn't here to vote, so I guess I'm fine. No, anyone who didn't vote is just murdered. Straight up. Like, you don't even lose your limbs, you're just guillotined on the spot. N Art Sissicist says, my limbs aren't useful anyway. Johnny says, I get a puppy, and your dog died a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry to hear that. Coda never had limbs. The URL of this stream contains the word egg. Lupine says, can't take the limbs off of a supercomputer. Have we reached AGI already? Are you one of the first AGIs, Lupine? That's so epic. 59 is from Josh B, who says 37% of all statistics are made up on the spot, which is a joke that I've heard before and is unfortunately not original enough to go in misinformation. 60 is from Sabine, who says, bird fact, some species of hawk migrate underground, baffling scientists by tunneling through soft riverbed. Bird fact, rather than birds, hummingbirds are actually a Microsoft species of dragonfly. We already did that. We did dragonflies are a species of hummingbird. So, sort of a callback, but it's like the same joke. And bird fact, the finch is the only bird endemic to France. Scientists have observed that a single finch is capable of consuming prey up to 2/3 of its total size, including deer, antelopes, and other reptiles. That's amusing, if only for the horrifying potential that a bird would be 2/3 the size of a deer. I do not want to live in that reality when we've got, like, think of how awful pelicans and, like, seagulls are already. If they were the size of deer, I think we'd just all be dead. We would not have a society anymore. Shorty Small says the bait and switch. Burbia says, oh. Mr. Bear says, is this for a solid 14 minutes of misinformation? Yes, that's the next episode, ideally. But I still have some left over in the second form that I'll probably use for that. But if I get through all this stuff in the second form, then this could appear in 14. And if not 14, definitely 15. Cursed Potato says okay, random, I'm going to have to ask you to stop spamming, so I'm going to put you in timeout for a fat 5 minutes. Safety Switch says the finch in that hypothetical would be 1.5 times the size of a deer. Oh yeah, because he had to be 2/3 the, yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. Haha, dear. Haha. S'mores are awesome, says you call it a solid 15 minutes of misinformation video. Yeah, I've had some suggestions like that, where I just put the wrong time in the video, but I'm kind of already doing that because the videos are 1 second shorter than they claim to be. Like 13 was 12:59, so it's kind of, we already have that joke, and I don't want to get marked for clickbait. LV Kenenet 8 says, oh, Luke 98 says, how am I supposed to know that's Luke 90? Okay, I guess I can see it actually, where the V is a U and then the T is pronounced T. Luke 98. I'm sorry, that makes sense. Lying was invented by Josh Lying in October 1791 when he tried to say the truth twice at the same time. Alternatively, both manipulating and gaslighting were invented a few months later by Josh's friend Alec Manipulate and first name Gaslighter when they stole the idea of lying and had to convince Josh that he never actually came up with lying and it was their idea the whole time. And saying the truth was invented by no one. The truth has not existed ever. Everything is misinformation. True information has not and will never exist. It's too meta, unfortunately. And I've already done like 3 of the X was invented by John X when he tried to Y at the same time. I'm sorry, Luke 98. Oopster Game says if you're reading this, you will cancel straight 14 minutes of misinformation. No! I would never. Average viewer Q7C says, does editing the submission change the spot in the queue? No. If you edit it, it stays at the same number. It'll just remove whatever you had before and replace it with whatever you put in next. This is from Vital Soup 221. Swiss Army knives are actually made out of people in the Swiss Army. I like that one. Made out of members of the Swiss Army, I think. That's good. Vital Soup. And nothing else. 1 for 1. Very solid. So far, nobody has gotten a 3 for 3 this time. I think the best one was Feeble got a 2 out of 3, I think. Eaglet! It's Eaglet! It's the drugs guy! And he says... So for those of you that don't know, I'm hosting this comedy competition called Squip, where you're supposed to respond to prompts in a short number of words. And Eaglet is one of the people that's participating. And in all 3 of the rounds so far, they've just submitted the word drugs. And they're going to die. I'm so sorry, Eaglet. It's just couldn't be. Did you know that coal is actually the strongest material? This means wherever you find yourself being nuked, hide in your fridge. And as Christians used to think that sneezing was the devil possessing you temporarily, they used the phrase bless you to remove the devil from them, becoming a widespread saying soon after. How did you switch your water bottle? So I use this incredible technique called having 2 water bottles. I know it's a very novel concept, but actually I only have 1 water bottle, and it's a trick of the light, makes you think that it's blue. M Minecart says that one actually sounds real. Kinda, yeah. I want them to be they don't have to be super obviously untrue, but I want, if you think about them for long enough, it's clear that it's not true. Lobster says, I thought I've heard the 3rd one before. Maybe. Why do you have 2? Because I drink a lot of water, okay? I'm 6'2", 190 pounds. I have too much body mass. I need a lot of water in a day. I'm fat. Number 64 is Ivory, who says, the reason the Bermuda Triangle has so many missing planes is because of a chunk ban. That's a Minecraft thing, right? That's a 2B2T thing. Or if you go into a chunk, you get banned. I feel like I remember that from a FitMC video. It's called Hangman and not Hangwoman because boys drool and girls rule. And the Miss in Misinformation stands for Minnesota because a study in 568 found that everyone who claimed that Minnesota is a real place was lying. Number 65 is from you, D60HYPHN. iRDM is a popular celebrity who not only created the first man-made flying machine, but also the last. I've always wanted to make one of those handmade, like 1860s French inventor paragliders. I think that'd be a fun way to die. The next fact is false. The previous fact is true. Oh no. Oh no, that's a logical contradiction. What do we do about it? Ah! Number 66 is from S'mores Are Awesome. Shorty Smalls says he's John Plain. Random dude is back. Welcome back. I hope you'll be a good man now. Coda says Taylor Swift was tried for Michael Jackson's murder. A mob of, yeah. Burbia says Minecraft mention. Just Cool Fox says average water drinker. Yeah, I'm kind of a big fan of water. It's being alive is pretty cool. How are we on time? We got time left. It's been an hour 20, so we've got 40 minutes left. I don't think I'll be able to get to all of the ones we have right now. So if you want your misinformation to guaranteed be read, if you're somewhere in the 140s to 160s, I would highly recommend donating an epic $1. This is from S'mores Are Awesome, who says opossums are the only marsupials in the world. This is because the rest of them live in Australia, and Australia does not exist. Since only 1 in 5 accidents are caused by drunk driving, it's safer to drive drunk than drive sober. The reason they made it illegal to drive drunk is because if people stopped dying so much from driving sober, people overpopulate faster than the government could remove them via natural causes. You should not get digging because the ingredients are probably not underground. Thanks, Fries. Number 67. Vittoria Dalla Fontana says, there is one true fact, the only true fact in the 13 minutes of misinformation video, or there isn't actually any true fact in the video? Well, if it's the only one, then, oh crap. Wait, that's genius, because it would be the true fact. So if it was the only true one, then it would be true. That's great. That wasn't the intended. Ryan Brian Huffaker says 6'7". Mine Raft says $500 John Bible Ultra time. Please no. And Random Dude, okay. We're timing you out for even longer. I'm so sorry. I'm actually not that sorry. I don't like spam. Spam is bad. Number 67 is from Your Answer. who says the word name comes from the Greek noum, which comes from when gnomes would identify each other with certain noises, and was adopted by the people of Thessalonica, who ate the gnomes, leading to their extinction and influencing the people with gnome chemicals that got in the water supply. Some people believe that cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. This false fact was popularized by how boxers would always crack their knuckles and say, "all right," before fighting. With bad camera and video quality, people thought they were saying arthritis and attributed it to knuckle cracking. And I am not on your walls. I'm actually in your refrigerator. That would work, but that's not misinformation. That's information that's threatening. It's like this seems like it's meant to be taken as true. Number 68 is from Zombie Movie 5. It's just like red lobsters, blue lobsters can be found in orbit around the planet. You have 60 seconds before God arrives. He'll want your head first. And the underground from Undertale is actually under the Black Mesa Research Facility in New Mexico. Is that why they're all so mutated and weird? Because they're near the Trinity nuke testing site? I would believe it. Number 69 says Necro... Oh, that's why he was saying 6-7, because we were on the 67th submission. I guess that was kind of justified. I'm so sorry. Spamton2 says spam is bad? Yes. Yes, spam is bad, actually. Spam is terrible. Spam makes you explode. Okay. Vittoria says 50... No, 60... Oh. Vittoria, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to have to put you in timeout for 10 seconds. It's nothing personal. Necron is bad says this was not submitted by a viewer. There are exactly 205 bones in my body, and the demon core did not shave lifespan off the workers. We just taught that to stop eating uranium. Number 70 is from Milo, who says Walmart used to just be called Walmar. The T was added later because all the shopfront logos were off-center. That's clever. That's fun. I like that. This is from Milo. And nothing... Oh. I am made entirely of cheese. Me when I'm the moon. Number 71. Edward Hayes says, and what was wrong that said was just because we all thought the other one? I'm still pretty confident, but that's all in our country as you don't really think I will make up any problems at it. Unless... Is that one of those auto, like if you keep typing the next word in the suggested words list in your texting formula? I don't know. I don't understand. Number 71 from Lawrence. Thanks to a recent discovery in the Sahara Desert, it's now known that the ancient ancestors of the current human population all died over 10 years ago. Salt with the chemical formula NaCl is an ionic compound often found on a kitchen table, but is unable to be created due to the high volatility of sodium. Pepper with the chemical formula C4H8Cl2S, mustard gas, is quite easy to make at home. It can often result in a much stronger taste. Try it. And on the American grading scale, the letter E is skipped. This has often been attributed to American parents believing that E stood for excellent, but it's not true. Instead, they switched to F because F stands for friends. I don't want to be too mean to the French because I have a few positive French acquaintances. Maybe I'll do something other than France, but having F stand for something silly is a decent joke. I love you, Marbleside. I love you, Victor Wembanyama. You guys are cool. Minecraft says Breaking Bad took place in Germany. QBcraft says the only way I could do that is if you had to do a little more work, and I would be happy with it, but you have a hard to get it to you, and that's what I would like. What? For 72, can you do it in the foot lettuce accent? Sure. This is from Calculator Games again? Oh. Number 72, Calculator Games. I am the real owner of the username Calculator Games. I am allowed to submit a second response to this form. I'll see you soon. I'm frightened. How did he do that? Number 73. Sorry. Number 73 is from Wikipedia, who says the name for the Linux distribution Ubuntu was when Linus misspelled umbrella in kindergarten. Vegans are people who eat vegetables. Since vegetables are in the animal kingdom, vegans were wrong all along. And YouTube was thought up when a 15-year-old wanted a place to figure out how to do his calculus homework. Next is from Void Eternal. Serious Sam says, can't wait for a solid hour of misinformation. You know, actually, I've considered, because if you add up the first 5 amounts of time, like 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14, the first 5 episodes would be exactly an hour. So I'm thinking of, if number 14 ends up also cratering in views, I might end the series there and have the final episode be a supercut of the whole thing and call it an hour of misinformation. Although I'd like to keep going if possible. Number 74 is from Void Eternal. Contrary to popular belief, the sun, not the moon, is made of cheese. Number 75 is from 6.59110. Because the B-movie script has been playing at a specific frequency this entire time. If you cannot hear it, you have a brain tumor. That one's fun. That's unique. And it did the pasting issue again. Yay! Yay! I love computers. Corbin says no, continue anyway. Nathaniel Swanson says hi. Inceptus says no, don't end it. Well, I'll continue it as long as it's getting decent views. And maybe they'll like start to level out at around 100,000. That'd be cool. I think I'd continue doing it at that level. But if they start going down to like 5,000, I'll probably be done with the series. It's entirely dependent on how much if people keep enjoying what I make, then I'll keep making it. At Buff Crystal says, sharks have been found illegally sniffing lion blood in the Mariana Trench back in 1945. Contrary to popular belief, the main ingredient in milk is uranium-235, and the elephant in the room is not addressing you. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do with any of these. These are all sort of just non sequitur. This one is probably the most unique. The main ingredient in milk is uranium, but it's also it's just random XD. There's not really any reason for uranium to be in milk, and there's supposed to be, in these misinformation, there's supposed to be some form of twist. It has to be a twist that makes sense, not just random for the sake of random. Number 77 is from Prairie Cass, who we already read. Number 78 is from Fiery Zane. As Now K says, you have to go fast. Yeah, I've got about half an hour, I think. Cheese says, will you keep making up your entire audience hate watches it? Maybe. Hi, Cheese. Have I made you a channel moderator yet? How do I... Yeah, there we go. Can manage... Yeah. Cool, okay. I'm pretty sure that's the right Cheese. I hope that's not just some imposter. But yeah, I mean, if I had 1 million people hate watching my videos every week, I would absolutely become a Jake Paul, as long as I wasn't actually hurting anyone and my only crime was being annoying. I think if I could like move to like Montana so no one would recognize me and I wouldn't get beat up in public, I think that would be a decent living. Brian Ruin says misinformation, Beat Boy is trustworthy. Bored Goblin is just saying corn. Bored Goblin, I feel like you want to be put in timeout. It's very funny that it's called timeout, actually. I feel like I'm putting a child into timeout. Fiery Zane says, when you flip a light switch, millions of light atoms are released from the switch and move to a light source. The light switch doesn't turn the light on itself, however, the atoms move so fast you can't see them. Water is just an illusion, and submitting passwords through Google Forms is very safe. You should do it. I'm not sure I understand what the joke is with the first one. Maybe it's a physics thing that I don't understand. Alright, number 79. And she says, this is too much power for one man. I believe in you. Please don't randomly start banning people willy-nilly. Chloe Artie says, are the submissions read in chronological order? Yeah, I'm reading them as they've been submitted. But if you want yours to be read immediately, then the epic sign above my head, if you pay $1 through superchat, I will read yours as soon as possible. Number 79 is from QBcraft. Despite popular belief, the Earth is not flat, it's actually a planet. The Bible is actually a fan fiction written by a man named Jesus Christ, and Big Ben was actually inspired by Ireland's quite large Hubert. A giant alarm clock. That's hilarious, dog. Quite large, Hubert. Thank you, QBcraft. That's the hardest I've laughed in at least half an hour. A Cursed Potato says, it's so cool that I'm the 4th best chatter. Is that true? I don't see a number 4 next to your name. Do they not do the numbers? Strawman says, are these streams always started around the same time? No, I generally either start a stream at 2 p.m. on a weekend or I think it's 3 p.m. Eastern on a weekend or 9 p.m. Eastern on a weekday. But there'll be announcements for them in my Discord server, which is in the description if you want to join that. And I also tend to upload, make the announcement on YouTube a couple days early where it'll be visible in the live channel, even though I haven't gone live yet. We did QBcraft, so on to number 80. We've gotten through 80 today. Look at how fast we're going. I think that's the best pace I've ever been on. I'm so good at this streaming thing. Coldplays is saying retcon. What? Dorian says, was that 7? Safety switch, I submitted earlier, but used the name I tend to use anywhere but here. Ace. Alright. 80 is from Khan, but you can call me Khan. Shakespeare wrote Game of Thrones. This was his final writing combining all of his styles before he died. Before Santa was invented, Jesus controlled the North Pole and he supplied presents to the children. When Santa took over, he assigned elves as slaves to take over the operation. Christmas was reborn. The music in the background is really good. There's no music in the background. Well, I guess there is in the Misinformation videos, but not right now. This stream has no background music. Coldplay says frontal lobe. Spaghetti Not Kibble says message retracted. The timeout feature on streams was named that because all stream chatters act like children, says Soaring High X6W. That's so true. Scrimblio Bimblio says turn the... Ah! I'm gonna have to kill you. I think I'm turning on my audience. I'm putting you in timeout for 11 years for this comment. This is from Dargoriox says, did I already submit? How many questions did I use? The piece of information was provided by people like you. Fitness Grand Pacer test was never actually a multi-stage aerobic capacity test. It was originally a test of how fast food rolls. We only repurposed it for humans, determined that they could properly participate in cheese rolling. I love the cheese rolling festival! And no number 3. Alright. Zolomon says the music is great. I'm so done with this bit. I'm so done. I'm killing all of you. Nathaniel Swanson says, I turned mine in as Bob thinking it would be funny. Spaghetti Not Kibble says, where's the lab coat from? Coldplay says, I feel like I am fighting a war here. I'm going to have the entire chat timed out. The lab coat, I got it from my actual college lab, which I worked as a lab assistant in college for 2 years in a microbiome lab, and he let me keep it when I was done. And it's been an extremely useful prop thus far. Cheese says, I think that music is copyrighted. Am I allowed to time out my own mod? Is that... I can! I'm timing 24 hours. The rage boils. The rage boils. The rage boils. A Cursed Potato says, the Fitness Grand Pacer... What? It's the same... What are the odds that 2 people, 1 space apart from each other, make a Fitness Grand Pacer joke? It's not a capacity test that perfects whatever. It's a test made by Fitness G RAM to find people fast enough to sneak into others' houses and steal their RAM. Licking your elbow is the action that unlocks the other 90% of your brain, giving you access to psychic powers. After the government found out about this, they laced the water systems to prevent people from doing this. The video was originally much longer, but after 15 minutes, people's brains started leaking out of their ears after the Illuminati realized their secrets were being released to the public and started to take viewers out. Is that in the background a submarine? What? A submarine? What are you talking about? I have the things in the background. I've got my 3 drawings. I've got a cross. Got Super Mario Galaxy. That's the Lego thing. That's the Capitol building. It's diagram. The bait is raged is absolute rage bait. Turn the music back on. There was never any music. Number 83. Okay, number 83 is from Andy. Andy says, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Let me die. Let the joke die. I'm so enraged that I'm just going to delete that entire response out of malice. All right, the true 84. No, not 4. 84 is from Milo. No, it's from Soaring High. / timeout everyone. Ander Hanks 3840 says ha ha ha. Is that you? Ander Hanks, are you Andy? Am I going to have to kill you? And Zargrog says exhausted. You never clicked on your submission, Chloe? You never submitted it? You typed it up but didn't click submit? That's so tragic. Soaring High says, everyone likes you all of the time. Despite what the popular brain teaser might suggest, you can actually dig half a hole. During the Imperial System's development, in an attempt to make measuring empty space easier, a unit of volume was created called the hole, which is a volume of 5 by 6 by 8 feet. Unfortunately, due to confusion on which direction to divide it, and people generally not wanting to use a unit with set dimensions, it was quickly forgotten. Diet Coke was invented by Matt Pat as a replacement for water. He retired because of a drop in popularity of Diet Coke. 84. From Mila Coconut 926. I'm often mistaken to be a woman. This is because I have very short hair and never sing in public. The video is 14 minutes long. I've never heard of a John Bible. If you think you've seen him, you're a dirty liar. This is good. This is good. We should be disrespecting John Bible more. I think John Bible should fall into a pit, the pit of death and despair. Is B5, B5, B2, BY2. So there's this funny timeout button where you're unable to talk for 5 minutes. Koa Kitchell says my social security number is 24. I've already done that one. The funniest part of the stream is not how chat rage baits you, but instead how no one has copyright struck you for the music of the... Ah! Wait, where did it go? Where did the message go? Why did it jump like a year into the past? Okay. Arch, you're dead. I'm killing you. I'm killing you. I'm killing everyone. I'm gonna commit mass genocide suicide. Dudas13 says, a group of pandas is a confident. Buffalo is not an infinite sentence. My parents are disappointed. My parents are disappointed in you. That's funny. I think without the context of the previous fact, doesn't really work though, unfortunately. Number 86 is from Koa Kitchell says, I'm too young to die. My friend asked you if we're Penguin Z0. Yeah, there's like 3 people with long hair on the internet, and that people cannot tell them apart. It sucks. Jeriduck says, I'm about to arrive to the arcade in 2 minutes, and my sub hasn't been read. You should time out me. You know how you can get your submission read? Is by donating an epic $1 to the live stream via epic superchat. But yeah, I can time out you for 11 years. I'm using the full blast. You asked for this, Jeriduck. 24 hours. So sad. I don't know if you can even do a live stream for 24 hours. Why is that an option? We have a donation from _bongo. Thank you. What is your... Well, I guess I can search for bongo in the list. Yes, we have _bongo / Kira. Nicholas Gaio says, for anyone that doesn't know, the song playing on loop is... Okay. 433 by John Cage. That's just silence. Berserker Bray says, are you reading stuff from the last submissions today as well, or did you already read them? Why is the background music on in the left audio channel? Yes, I'm reading just stuff just from today. The previous form, I'm going to read it privately, but there's so much in this one already that I couldn't get back to it. I'd just be infinitely clogged up and I wanted people to get a chance to submit something new. Okay, so reading bongos, which should be 157, I think. Bongo Kira, yes. Okay, when the Soviet Union was brought together in the European steppe, they were so worried about an uprising that they killed and starved many of those who were applying force against the regime, similar to a spring. However, when the Soviet Union was later overthrown, there were many instances where the people were far happier. This is why having a spring in your steppe means appearing joyful. Ah, ha, ha, ha. It's a pun. It's a pun. Yeah, I like it. iRDM is actually an acronym for I really dislike mice. You can figure this out yourself if you pay attention to his videos where mice are suspiciously never seen. This is true. We don't have any mice in our house, and that is because I killed all of them for my stew. For my delicious stew. And number 3 is the real purpose of glasses to make the user's eyes appear bigger or smaller. And we have another donation from Nameless One. Thank you. What is your name? Well, actually, I'm just going to search Nameless. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Okay, they're number 187. There we go. Yes, okay. 69 is the number of war crimes Mr. Beast committed on 9/11. Was this really worth $1 to you? Making me read a 69 9/11 joke? South Park was created as a parody of the future, but happens to only parody the present when airing. And a group of Markipliers is the result of multiple Markipliers Markiplieing all over the place. Thank you for the donation, Nameless One. I appreciate it a lot. Bored Goblin says, I like trains. Scrimblow Bimblow says, I said beep beep, I'm a sheep. I think I was the first one to say anything about music this stream. You may have been. Ugh! You may have been Clarence Small. My voice is giving out, man. Have we finally... We've silenced the musicness. Moose Pirate says, was it worth it? Fun fact, iRDM is actually Abuelita from Coco in disguise. This is revealed by how much he hates music, says Average Undertale Fan. And RS Doge says, did you know that timeouts were invented by iRDM Timeout in 2026 BC because his chat was complaining about music being too quiet? Alright, next up is 86, who is Mickey. Mickey says, monkeys hate bananas. This is because monkeys don't like to be stereotypical. Chinchillas are a government creation. The world isn't flat or round, it is actually in the shape of a square. This isn't known worldwide because the CIA is too embarrassed to tell us. Number 87 is from Potato Trafficker, who says the name Brian comes from an old British insult. Calling someone a Brian meant they were so stupid that they thought brain was spelled Brian. C and C originally meant the same thing because the most common thing to see was C. I don't know if that'll come across particularly well in a video, like in a written format, but it works great, or in spoken format, but it works great written. Oh! We have a $5 donation from Calith Carmine, or Calith Carmine, who says, I have no idea what the Wheel of Death is, but now I feel morally obligated to find out. So the Wheel of Death is this wheel right here. I've spun it 2 times so far. It's a bunch of things that modify how the stream is going to go. Just various challenges and silly things. I've really been hoping that Parry will get landed on, but I don't know if it will. So let's just spin it and see what it gives us. Invite someone into the VC for a minute to make fun of the next misinformation. I don't know if anyone's in the Discord right now that would join, but I can get in screaming really quick and like drag them over. I'm going to go into the Goofball Incorporated VC. And, well, there's no one in VC right now. So, oh, there we go. We've got, I think the first one to join was this I person, or the only one who's not muted right now is Goose Gauntlet. So I will drag them over if it's gonna let me, if Discord will let me. Okay. Hello, Goose Gauntlet. Oh, I'm muted. Hello, Goose Gauntlet. Is my microphone working? I can't hear them at all. That is unfortunate. I can't hear them in Discord at all. This is so sad. Alexa, no wait, I can add the audio capture. That should... So now it should be picking up, but I'm not hearing them at all. My user settings, my audio, speaker, I don't know. They're in the VC right now. But it looks like they left. Okay. I guess I can try Shorty Smalls instead. Wow, there's like 8 people in the VC. Hello? Okay, I guess Discord's just not gonna work. That's so sad. I was excited for that one. It worked fine last time. I'm gonna spin the wheel again, just in case. Or just to give something that actually does. The next chat message must be somehow adapted into a piece of misinformation. We already kind of did that one with the one word thing. So, oh, time out the next person to chat. All right, Shorty Smalls, goodbye. So sorry. Will be missed. He's being cyberbullied by his chat. There is no music. All right. ZZ Rocket says F. Painted Dragonite says dang. Not this info either says the popular music producer S'more makes the single best music on the planet. I'm going to try to make sure my Discord's actually functioning for next time. I'm not sure why that didn't work. Number 88 is from Olbums, who says the axis is better than the sphere in Project Zomboid. Not relevant to the previous one. If you bubble T, the AXS is terrible. Ignore this. You didn't just lose the W. I don't understand any of those references, unfortunately. Homer dropped his donut dough, says Clavtitular. Average Undertale fan says, can I get a timeout too? Of course. Of course, we can draw and quarter all the members of the populace. Discord is called Discord because it never works. I would like to get that functioning. Oh, am I in... I don't understand this. It says I'm not muted. Visit settings, error 3002. I don't know. Oh well, it's not worth... We've got like 10 minutes left in the stream, so it's whatever. Is the Discord... Yeah, the Discord should be linked in the description of the stream, I think. Yeah. The stream settings... Actually, I can't see the description. Oh well. Okay, number 89 is from JFK. So the St. Louis Arch is called the Gateway to the West because it was meant to be used as a portal to California. Unfortunately, it was too expensive to build the other portal, and the arch has never been used for its intended purpose. The football tradition of dumping Gatorade on the coach after a large victory was invented by the Detroit Lions, who poured gallons of motor oil on their coach after winning the 1953 NFL championship. They chose to use motor oil to commemorate Detroit's auto industry. They later switched to Gatorade because motor oil isn't good to drink. And the first and only casualty of the Cold War was Frosty the Snowman, who was accidentally hit by a cruise missile off the coast of Alaska. It was named the Cold War in his honor. No, Frosty, that's so sad. Thank you, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Greatly appreciated. Will you still read the other submissions off screen? Yes, I definitely plan to do that. Oh crap, I forgot to send the ping message for the Misinformation live stream. Oops. Well, that's cool that it still worked even though it was only being advertised on YouTube. And the first and only casualty of the Cold War... Oh, I did that one already. Okay, number 90. I think I'm going to try to get to 100 before I end the stream. Oh, we have one from Quentin Kettleberg. So, Quentin... Yes, we've got... He's number 163. Okay. He says, the Swiss Guard are an elite guard hired by the Pope to protect his stash of Swiss cheese. Standing in front of a jet engine can reduce your body water percentage to 20 to 30%, vastly diminishing the amount of water you need to drink. And there's a giant patch of floating garbage in the Pacific Ocean the size of France, known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. This is the English name for France. I might do the French name for England instead, because England is actually an island, but I like this idea. This is fun. It's from Quentin Kettleberg. Okay, and that's, yeah, so we're caught up. Does the submission form stay for the next streams? I'm going to probably use a different form for the next one, just so that people get a chance to submit more than once. Okay. So back to 90 and 90. Just 90. Harper says, the moon was made entirely of cheese until Wallace and Gromit left. The fumes from the rocket caused the cheese to solidify. Guitars are a part of the apple family. The trees they grow on are only found in Ringgold, Wisconsin. What are we doing? Dinosaurs helped build the pyramids? They were really strong, so they built them all by themselves? The people in Egypt have no idea what this happened? What are we doing? These are just completely random. Or my brain is just melting after reading all this misinformation. Maybe I just am incapable of understanding humor at this point. Okay, 10 more. We've got Just Me, who said, if you find your hair falling out, there's a quick fix. Gather it all up, put it in a plate with Alfredo sauce. Bon appetit. The save point for life is different for men and women. For men, it's the women's bathroom. For women, it's the men's. And the average spider swallows 5 to 7 live humans per year. That's a funny take on the spider joke of, like, they say you swallow 10 spiders in your sleep per year. That's fun. Epic reference to Muffet from Undertale. Okay, 92 is Squiddy, who says, the reason turtles eat plastic bags is because they mistake them for their natural prey, small ghosts. I don't know if there's a deeper joke there, if it's like a Pac-Man thing or what, but I just find that hilarious. According to a secret extra book of the Bible, only people who can roll their tongue will go to heaven. And every cigarette takes 17 minutes off your life. Every slice of bacon takes 9 minutes off your life. Because of this, if you smoke and eat bacon fast enough, you will go back in time. That's great. Wow. Another 2 out of 3. Very cool, Squiddy. Thank you. And we have a donation from Lance4197, who says, Wheel of Death! Thank you, Lance. I appreciate that. Do you have a misinformation I should also read? I'm going to Control F the list. I don't have anything from a Lance or an Iance, but I will absolutely spin the Wheel of Death for you. Thank you. Let chat choose a song to play in the background. So I'm going to just give me a few suggestions in chat, and I'll put them in a poll. And then whichever one wins will be what we play. Okay, Silence is Golden. Rickroll. Quite Large Hubert theme. Wii theme. Big Iron. Melancholy Hill. I don't know if Quite Large Hubert is a real thing. Okay, that's enough suggestions. I don't know what Silence is Gold in it. Well, actually, can it hold 6 options? I'm going to do all 6 of these. Start a poll. What should the music be? And then I'm going to put in Silence is Golden. And this stream isn't monetized, so it's... oh, you can only do 4 options. Okay. Well, Quite Large Hubert is hilarious. I don't know if that's even a real song, and if it isn't, I don't have to play it. Rickroll and, let's say, Big Iron for the 4th one. Alright. Very cool. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to register, we're going to read the next one, which is 93, from Corbin Viken, who says, Charles Darwin, despite common belief, did not invent the theory of evolution. He instead stole the idea from the board game. The board game? Is there a board game called Evolution? If there is, I haven't heard of it. The rubber duck... Good grief. The rubber duck is a case of naming animal without knowing what it is. Like the... I'm sorry, gas is expelling from my mouth like a volcano. The rubber duck is a case of naming animal without knowing what it is, like the jellyfish. In reality, it is actually a neotenized relative of the ugly duckling. Okay. And Coca-Cola used to be a soda. Used to be. Well, that's a great concept, is saying thing used to be other thing without explaining why, or thing that currently is still that thing. Okay. He won't play it. What is the poll looking like? Of course, we've got Rick Roll winning the poll. Okay, so we're gonna play the Rick Roll. We're gonna play Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Rick Astley. And that's fine because this stream isn't monetized, because it never gives, like, streams get like 20 viewers and it's not worth inconveniencing them for like 5 cents, inconveniencing them with ads. So I'm gonna put on the audio capture. Is that an acceptable audio? Yeah, it is. All right. I think that's like mostly balanced. It looks like it's in the green. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear the song? I hope you can. Okay, on to number... I read all of those, yeah? Read 94. Okay. Can anyone hear it? Yeah, okay, you can hear it. Awesome. Number 94 says, definitely not AJ. I am straight. I'm not saying that. I am cis. I'm not saying that. Blah. Thank you, AJ. Thank you so much. What do you mean, why no music playing? Ah! There's no winning with you people! There's no winning! There's no winning, I'm going insane! 95, we're halfway there. It's from Storm Does Stuff. He says the word retcon actually comes from the fact that the Quran used to be called the retcon before Allah changed the name. This was because the New Testament had just been released and Muhammad wanted to outsell their books, so they made the name start with a Q to help them with SEO. That's a little bit funny. Ugh. Sorry, the rage is boiling. Can I? Oh no. Oh no. Insert rows. I need more rows. That's the wrong box. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. I can't hear anything. Okay, thanks. Thanks, guys. It's literally still playing, Arnold. Look at that. It's still playing. You guys are so clever. You're such a wonderful group of people who definitely don't make me go insane. Phineas Gage is a man famous for having a railroad spike pierce his head, going in on one end and out the other. He died almost immediately. The TV show Phineas and Ferb is Dan Poffenmeyer and Swampy Mosh's recreation of what neuroscientists believe went through his brain as neurons fired for the last time, which we know because his brain was visible. That's also pretty good. That the whole Phineas and Ferb thing was a hallucination. That would explain a lot of things. Phineas and Ferb dream theory. Allowing your children near children of the opposite gender turns them trans. This is because gender is actually just a chronic disease all people are born with, much like how everyone is born with the virus mitochondria, causing air to age their bodies. Really close to a 3 out of 3, but unfortunately this one is not as funny. 96. Does the existence of John Bible imply the existence of Muhammad Quran? William Afton says, I want to chat spam for real. If you chat spam, I'm gonna have to time out you. I will not hesitate to fire the gun at you. Heroes 1781 says, why did he put on music and mute his mic? I am Will Wham says horse. Shock Soul says they're misinforming you. Thanks guys. Corbin says, who is John Bible Ultra? John Bible Ultra is me screaming John Bible at maximum volume in a public space. It will not happen because no one is going to donate that absurd amount of money. It's not going to happen because I don't want to do it. Sticker from BFDIE is a top. Ew. 97 is from 2006 detective comedy Psych Sean Spencer. Sans Undertale's last name is based on the ancient tradition of docking sheep's tails in the French South. He's sans tail as in without, ergo artistic liberties were taken to translate it. The under comes from the fact that Toby Fox is shorter than Sans. Scooby-Doo actually has a cousin named Scooby-Don't, but they don't talk anymore. They just don't do it. Labubu's are named that because they hurt one's eyes. The only way to help a boo-boo is to kiss it better, which is why the 2001 Bratz dolls are their natural enemies, as the big lips help to efficiently heal all toy owners. Okay. I didn't miss anything, did I? No, it was Lance with the Wheel of Death. Okay. So we're still good. We're at 98. We got 3 more. Just 3 more, and then I can finally be done, unless anyone wants to donate to have theirs read immediately. Looks like I'm going to get to about half of them. 98 is from your name, means the sound used to refer to a specific person. Oh, get it? Get it? They answered the question by defining your name. Exposure to disease actually trains your immune system no matter what, which means that you can lick toilet seats and eat dog poo under a limited concentration. Thanks so much. The alien species in Star Trek are just humans that evolved over millions of years and forgot their descendants. And Einsteinium is not a real element. In fact, it's Ianstamum that is a real element, occupying the space of 99 protons. I don't know. 2 more. 99 and 100. Small bottle of expired milk says yours disappeared? What number was it? What do you mean? And Espresso Ukulelish says, I think. Therefore you are. Safety Switch says the euro is worth more than the dollar. No, the immediate currency is fine. I've accepted £1, 1 Canadian dollar. I think someone even put in 1 New Zealand dollar. As long as it's one of... Well, if it's like 1 peso, I don't know if I could accept that. Like 1 rupee. Oh, thanks. Eric C5G3F says, this is the name Watch Common Writer. It's really cool. Watch K is 192. Okay. Watch Kamen Rider, it's really cool. I don't have any misinformation for you. No, seriously, I don't. Anyways, I'm the real iRDM. The guy you've been watching for the past hour is my clone, who I'm now not gonna give an existential crisis. Guys, I'm pretty sure I'm the original. I don't remember being born in a vat. Wait. Oh no. Guys, I think I might be a clone. Guys, why can't I remember my birth? Guys, what does this mean? Ah! I'm gonna read 99. PC36. I know that guy. Jesus was originally going to be crucified on a vertically symmetric cross. However, photographers of the scene requested that the horizontal beam of the cross be moved upwards in order to obey the rule of thirds. That's really good. And it's doing this stupid copy-paste bug again. I'm going crazy. While some may have heard of Wikipedia's short-lived predecessor, Nupedia, few know about its predecessor, Oldpedia, which is considered a collection of Mesopotamian clay tablets dating to around 1750 BCE. Its tablet on copper has been said to be home to history's first edit war over whether it was acceptable to cite Ian Nasir. That's a little bit niche, but I think I've got to include it just because I love Wikipedia. It's so funny. And there exist positive integers a, b, and c, and n, with n greater than 2, such that Pythagorean theorem. I've discovered a truly marvelous proof of this, which the remainder of this video is too narrow to contain. And finally, number 100, which is going to be, I'm going to be free. It's going to be the last one I have to read, unless anyone else donates. Archspec says Jonathan Biblius. Goose Gauntlet says it means you should go to 110. You've Spawned Dipper says these typos are making me mad. That's so true. Typos are the worst thing to ever happen. Espresso says you should do mine. I'll help you find out if you're the real one. Okay, that's pretty tempting. I would like to know if I'm the real iRDM. But our last submission is from 2004 Nissan Pathfinder. Who says, the sun is made of exactly 1,000 sausages. Monster Energy was given the name from an accident in 1908 in which John Monster was attempting to create chemicals in his lab when he accidentally bumped into his speaker, causing a chain reaction which eventually turned into a can of caffeine and pure spite, thus creating the lovable energy drink. And you are not in a coma. Your family is not calling to you to wake up. You're fine. Everything is fine. Is everything... Wake up. 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 Wake up.